What is going on, guys? William here, and of course I'm bringing you a new game, finally. I guess it's not of course, is it? I'm bringing you Scrolls, the new game from Mojang, or however you say their name. The people who brought you Minecraft. And I was super excited that this game finally is in open beta. You can buy your way in and play it. And it is freaking amazing, and I love it. I love card games. CCGs are awesome, and it's also got a nice little twist on the strategy. I'm sure most of the people who most likely will watch this already know basically what it's about, but I'm still just going to go over the basics super quick. This isn't going to be a super long video because it is, as you can see in the top right corner, 7:19 a.m. I have not been to bed yet, and I am ridiculously tired. I've been super busy. I haven't even had a chance to sleep, and I need to get on a power nap before I wake up and cut the grass. So, just real quick, settings, basically resolution, and then your volume. I hope the volume's okay for this video. I have it up higher than I normally would because it's actually kind of quiet for this game. But I can't imagine anyone having trouble running this on their computer. It runs so well. For the store here, you can buy and sell. Like when you go to the sell, you can sell any of the cards that you've picked up. I mean, there's some cards that you're going to get that, just aren't going to fit into what you're trying to do in the game at the time. So it's cool to be able to, be able to sell them back for a little bit of gold. I can't remember which ones of these do which things. I don't need 5 junkyards, so let's try to sell one. I have yet to try to sell a card. So I get 25 gold for it. Sure, let's just sell it. So then you got your little gold up here, you have your rating, and then you have these crystal things, which you can get for cash. So far, the way it seems is, even if you spend cash to play the game, it is not going to give you a huge advantage. To buy the random scrolls, you have to do that with, gold, which I'm sure that will change at some point. But all in all, it does seem like the benefit of spending cash in the game is literally just to save you some time. Especially if you want to get like all the pre-constructed decks, which I think I'm going to save up and unlock them. Because I really love this game and I do want to do like tutorials in the future or something like that once I get really familiar with it. These kind of strategy games are usually my strong point, but we'll see if that stays true. Then the avatars are really expensive, which from what I understand of the avatars, you get 4 avatar parts. I don't know if that means you get 4 avatars to choose from, or if you get like pieces of armor off of the avatars that you can put onto your own avatar. So you could like mix and match and make like a custom looking dude. I'm not 100% sure about that. But when I actually have enough money that I can spend on some of these avatars, I will do that and let you know. So far, I've just been buying scrolls, and I'm really sad that I actually don't have as much money as I thought I did, because I wanted to show you the purchasing of the scrolls. You have your just random scroll for 100, 10 random scrolls guaranteed to get 2 uncommons and 1 rare in a scroll pack, or you can pay a little bit more and get them for custom colors. Then they have 3 factions at the moment, which are Growth, Energy, and Order. Order seems... It seems kind of like White Deck-ish from Magic the Gathering. A little bit. It's very, it's humans. That's why I'm saying that. It's a lot of humans. Then Growth has a lot of, it has some humans, and then it has a lot of beast stuff, a lot of wolves. Apparently rats, although I don't have any rat cards. Maybe they're in another deck, or maybe they're not added yet, because this game did just come out for beta. So far it seems pretty well balanced. And, but I mean, only time will tell if, cards are more or less broken. But that's always something that they can easily change. And then with the energy, it's like automatons, and then they have like artillery pieces you can set on the map that fire every so often. They hit an area, and they do so much damage. Then you have the Just For You. Now, the Just For You cards, according to them, they're unique to each player. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if it's unique to your deck type, or if it literally is completely unique to each player, which would be really cool. But they're just face-up cards that you can straight up just purchase if you want them. Now, just to look at the cards real quick, when they look like this around the edges, which I hope they do change this eventually, just because it's not as clear, I think, as it should be. But like around the edges, how this card is very plain and stuff, and here in the top corners, that means it's a common. If it's got the one line going through it, it's an uncommon. And then if it's got little designs and shit there, then it's going to be a rare. Now, the little energy thing, or I guess not energy thing, well, it is energy, but these little symbols show which kind of deck they're from. My only complaint with those are they're not the color exact. I don't know, like this looks like a red deck, this looks like a green deck, this looks like a blue deck. This doesn't look like a red card. But I mean, it's easy enough to notice. It's a little confusing when you first start, but once you get the idea of what's going on, it's pretty straightforward. But the game does seem to somewhat assume that you're going to know what you're doing. The tutorial is like a few sentences, and then it just throws you in the shit. Which isn't bad. I mean, anyone who plays card games will pick it up immediately. But for someone who doesn't, which I feel like is what they want to go for, they want to go for people who don't normally play card games. I could be wrong, but there should be a more in-depth tutorial, but again, it's beta. It's going to be what beta is. Now, this little symbol is the energy deck. Then there's the growth deck, which are what my rares are here. This one is the order deck, with all the humans and everything. And then the little marijuana-looking leaf almost is the energy or the growth deck, which the growth deck is the one I decided to start with because it just sounded neat. And I'd already seen order, which order sounds like it's more to my style. But with the order deck, it's, I don't know, humans are just kind of boring. Why do I want to play with humans right now? I just got the game. I want to be excited. The energy deck looks really cool, but I did watch Total Biscuit's video, and he chose the energy deck, so I was glad I didn't choose it. Then, let's see here. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Then we got your deck builder. Now, you can mix the colors in your deck. You can make a multicolored deck if you so choose to. So, like, I mean, you can pull anything from any of the colors of the decks, and some of them actually work well with each other. Like, there's, cheese pooping, where is it? I don't know if I actually can find it easily enough, because I don't remember the name of it. Can I filter by... I apologize if you hear noise in the background. One of my cats is being an ass and clawing at the door to my basement, which is where I currently am. Yeah, here we go. Now, see, this is a growth card up here, but when this comes into play, you increase order by 1. So it would increase your order energy by 1 point. Whether or not this dies, from my understanding, I've never really used it because I don't have a mixed color deck, but that would be something that would be for, is so you can have mixed color more easily. Then we got the Tribal Memorial, which this is an energy deck that plays into the growth deck. So it seems like there actually be some really cool combinations, and they only have 3 different deck types right now. But from what I understand, they are going to be adding more later, unless they change the appearance of this little area. It looks like they're going to add 2 more. But of course, they could always change how this is all set up and everything like that, and add more than that. But it seems like at the moment they at very least have plans for 2 more, because that's what there's space for. But I could be reading too much into that. Oh my god, I hate my cat sometimes. Okay, now we'll go ahead and load up. I'll show you the growth pre-constructed deck. Every time you get them, they're all like strewn out on the table, and I don't know why, but I really like that. It's like you just took your cards and just tossed them out on the table. And then you can organize them just by clicking this down here. Then you can look through your deck. Now, the only thing that I don't like about, because I did see, you know, stuff from the other decks. The only thing I don't like about this is, while everything in here is pretty damn awesome, and there's some really amazing cards, they have some of, like, the most amazing walls, in my opinion, which are actually very important, and I kind of took them out of my deck that I modified to some extent, and I'm kind of regretting it. But, one thing they have is, like, the Junkyard. Rat creatures you control gain +1 health while the Junkyard is in play. I don't have any rats. I haven't even seen a rat card. I'm sure they exist, but I don't have them, so it's basically just a 3-wall for 1, which I don't really need, because, like, I have the Ilthorn wall, which is awesome, with the spiky ability. Anytime something deals damage to it, it takes 1 damage in return, which is great for low-level stuff or very strategic plays. But then there's a lot of cool stuff. I would love to make like a full-on wolf deck, but I just don't have the cards right now. I need more in-game gold so I can continue getting cards. But again, I am tempted to purchase another one of the pre-constructed decks, just because it's 50 cards, including, I believe, a couple rares. And are there a couple rares in this? Yeah, there's the Great Wolf, the Essence Feast. Oh my god, my cats. Kinfolk Brave apparently is rare. I did not know that. I don't know. I don't see anything else. I'm not going to look too hard. I don't want to waste too much time. Oh, and the Kinfolk Girl. Which he is actually fucking amazing. Relentless is like Trample from Magic the Gathering. Basically, if he still has damage left to do, he just keeps going and going and going. And if you put him right in the middle of the board and just surround him with cheap creatures, you can do an absolutely monstrous attack, which is what this deck plays into. It is very green deck for Magic the Gathering. I know, sorry I keep referencing it, but that's the card game I played the most. Also, what's nice about it is it's not like other card games where you pay the money to win. And I mean like real-life card games where, like Yu-Gi-Oh! I totally used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And in Yu-Gi-Oh!, the better the card you had, it was generally more expensive. If you had a card with a deck with just shit cards, you were gonna lose no matter how good you were at the game, 9 times out of 10. But what this seems like is it's more, it's even kind of Magic the Gathering-ish, where generally, I'm not saying 100% of the time, but generally, the better player will win even with the worst deck. Because there's so much nuance to it that you can really outsmart and outplay your opponent. But I will show you guys my deck. That's my growth test, because I was just testing out a different kind of deck. I don't think I changed too much, although I left Essence Feast in, which I don't really have enough wolf cards in my deck that generally this works out super well. You can't heal your totems with it, but I feel like the real thing is that beast creatures deal double damage to idols, but it's not my favorite card. I'd actually really like to replace it. What else do we have in here that... Okay, let's get rid of these. What do we have in here that I think would be really, really awesome? This is a Great Wall, too, by the way. It gets a point of health every turn, which is great in a lot of situations. I could add another Frostbeard. Frostbeard's pretty cool, but they just die so easily, and they have such a long cooldown. I could put in God Hand. I was actually in a situation earlier where God Hand would have just been amazing to have in my deck. I don't know why I'm doing this right now. You know what, just for the time being, I am just gonna... Oh, wait a second. Hey. Show me the card. Show me the card. Why isn't it showing me the card? Come on, damn it. Okay, apparently it just will not show me this card. That might be a bug. Which I wonder if I can report bugs. I'd be surprised if I couldn't. Let's go ahead and get rid of that, and let's toss this bad boy in. Unleash the Inner Power. Target creature's attack is increased by its health value, and then its health is set to 2. I have a lot of buff cards in my deck that really, really ramp up health. And if I put that on a Relentless creature, that could be part of an absolutely monstrous attack, and could potentially win me the game. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see how I like it. I actually have 2 of these, somehow. Let's go ahead and save that. Then, I don't know if I really want to play against a person right now, just because I'm so fucking tired. But I kind of do. This is one of those games where when you start playing it, it's really hard to put it down. I completed all the easy trials. Basically what the trials are is, they're just kind of like... The deck is stacked against you from the beginning. I don't mean like literally the deck. I mean like, the enemy will start with, like in this one, your opponent begins the battle with a cannon automaton and 2 gun automatons, which I don't like that they don't tell you exactly what the cards are. I feel like you know, it would be nice to be able to see exactly what those were before you go in the game. I know because I've been playing, but, I mean, I'm not 100% sure what the cannon automaton is. I know what the 2 gun automatons are, though. So, I mean, I have an idea. I can assume what that's going to be, but I think that would be a really nice thing to put in there. And then you get gold from this, and you get gold just from playing in the battle. You can do a quick match versus computers, or you can play actual multiplayer, which is somewhat tempting just because I kind of want to, but I haven't. I'm just tired, and I haven't played against a person, and I don't want to lose on my first video. Come on. I can't look that bad. Alright, let's go ahead and let's just do a medium difficulty. We'll do my growth test deck, and we'll probably lose this, but that's okay. Again, I just picked this up this evening. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Okay, I do wish you had the chance to mulligan, but I guess it's really not that important in this game. Now, basically what you do in this game, just so I can go over it real quick, and then my next videos on this game, which they're totally going to be because I fucking love this shit. I love collectible card games. Now, basically what it is are these are your idols going along the edges of the map. Then what's going on with your idols is they each have 10 health. To win the game, you have to destroy 3 of those idols. Now, oh my god, the cats. Now, when you go ahead and you play a card, well, you have like mana, basically. So, let's say my Vitality Well is a pretty cool card, but I really don't need it at the moment. I don't really have anything out on the board to heal. It only heals once every 3 turns. I don't feel like that's going to play well into my short-term strategy here, whereas these other cards could. But they may not be the best either. Actually, you know what? Unleash Inner Power probably isn't going to work out right now. So what you can do is when you click on the cards, which I should have showed you that right then, you can choose between 2 things. You can either choose your like mana symbol or whatever you want to call it. And what that does is it gives you energy. And then you can use that energy to... Or it's called growth. Because I'm sorry, there is an energy deck, so I can't call it energy. I'm just going to call it mana. You can use that gives you mana. So for every card that you sacrifice with this button, you get 1 more mana into your mana pool. It gets refilled every turn, and that's a permanent increase. Or you can discard it for 2 cards in exchange. So that's kind of like the main draw mechanic. Now, from my understanding, one of 2 things happens. Because you don't run out of cards. You never run out of cards. So, and I also don't know what your max hand size is, because I've had a damn big hand before. What it seems like is when you discard the cards or sacrifice the cards or whatever, either they immediately get shuffled back into your deck in a random order, they get put on the bottom of your deck, which is also possible, or there's like a graveyard that it stays there until the deck runs out of cards and then it's shuffled and then that becomes your deck again. So far that is my understanding. I'm not 100% sure which one of those it actually is, but that's just the way of it. So the Vitality Well, again, I don't know if I really want the Vitality Well. So we're going to go ahead and ditch the Vitality Well. We're going to throw out a Kinfolk Brave, and we're just going to start our attack. I like starting at the bottom. I don't know why, but I like starting at the bottom. Okay, and yeah, I do know why this is rare. This thing attacks every single fucking turn, which is amazing. If you buff this dude up, he is just boss sauce. I think I actually have another one of him. I'm going to have to add him in. But as you can see, it's very cartoony, adventure quest kind of style of graphics, which I don't mind. I don't like holy humans. When I played games like Magic the Gathering, I hated having the human decks. I want something more interesting. I want fucking dragons and wolves, and dude, I'd play a rat deck. I'd play the shit out of a rat deck. Okay, the Stone Pack Memorial. I accidentally put this on my desk because I wanted to test it out what it was going to do. Or my deck, I'm sorry. And the Stone Pact Memorial is actually completely useless for me. It does nothing at all. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. Now, I'm really tempted to go ahead and buff this guy so he does more damage. But I am going to go ahead and throw out my Frostbeard. Because if I can get him started to attacking, he's actually going to do a colossal amount of damage since he has a 6-1. But there's a million ways that any enemy could take that guy out, like, no problem at all. We'll go ahead and get that going. Oh, that every turn attack, I just fucking love it. Look at that mustache, too. That is Ron Swanson. I can't describe that in any other way besides that is freaking Ron freaking Swanson. Alright, how much health does this guy have? Okay, I pulled the card Ranger's Bane. The other thing I don't like is I feel like there should be an easier way. I also don't like if I click on a card, I can't just click off of it to deselect it. That kind of bothers me. I have to click it again. That's a little complaint. What I don't like is, in order to see your own cards, you actually have to click on it, and then you have to click the magnifying glass, and then it takes up the whole screen. However, if you just click on someone out in the field, it just brings up something on the right side of the screen, click away, and it's gone. I kind of wish they more had something like that. Maybe not pretty much every time that you click on the card, although it could be annoying when you're going to cast something. I could see that, how it would be pretty aggravating when you're going to cast. So I see why they did it, but at the same time, I feel like I wish I could just right-click on it, and it would just blow it up on the screen or something like that and make it easier. All damage dealt to walking stones is reduced to 1. Well, that's super freaking annoying. That's okay. We're going to go ahead and take the Ranger's Bane, which, as you can see when I blow it up, the enchanted creature becomes poisoned for 3 rounds. Then, oh my god, the cats! I can't even describe to you how tired and frustrated I am right now. We're going to go ahead and toss it on this dude. So he's going to take 1 damage every turn for 3 turns. That'll kill him. Over time, it'll kill him anyway. Then, the Champion Ring would be nice, and I love the Kinfolk Veteran because I just love haste. It's like a surprise ninja attack. But we're going to go ahead and sack that, get more mana, and we'll let this continue on. Oh, I hate these things. I hate these things so much. I want to kill that. He's actually most likely going to use that to, excuse me, I'm sorry. He's most likely going to use that to kill my crazy dude here. +1 attack, +3 health, move decreased by 1. Okay. This is a really good card. It's got a big downside, though, that once I use it, my guy can no longer continue to move. So I'm actually going to move him up here. This dude, I'm actually going to move him down here. Because he attacks so rapidly, he's the best choice to go against the stone wall. The obelisk is just a good wall. That's fine. The walking stones is actually pretty sweet. That's a damn fine wall. I don't know if I want to buff him just yet. They might insta-kill him, but it's going to be hard to insta-kill him for 5. But I don't know if I actually want him just in this lane. Because if I do it right now, he's just going to be stuck in this lane, which that could secure us the 2 bottom lanes. But I think I want to move him up 1 more, and then I want to throw this down, so they really have to fucking deal with his shit, because he's going to be a dick. So we're going to risk it, and we're going to see what happens. Actually, with both of these, I could make him a 5/5 creature, which would be really amazing. Oh, wow. And possibly incredibly necessary, because this is a big old sunbitch right here, the Night Scholar, which is cool. This is the order deck that's all humans, and it's got a lot of good strategy to it. Like, he can be used as a 3/6 creature, or when he hits 0, you can draw a scroll. But yeah, it's just some good shit. When an enchanted unit is attacked, attacker becomes poisoned. That wouldn't be so bad. But I could use cards, actually. Cards would probably be more important. Anyway, I'm going to go crazy. Throw all my eggs into one basket. Toss that up there. Toss that up there. I kind of want to put this on here so that they can't just, like, whittle him down with little shit. But I'm actually just going to go ahead and draw 2 cards. So we have Brother of the Wolf and the Ilthorn Wall, which both of those are very, very good. Especially Brother of the Wolf. I love this card. It's amazing. Basically what it does is every 2 turns you can either attack as a 3/4, which is not bad at all, or you can get a wolf, a ragged wolf, which is basically just a 1/2 wolf with haste, but it plays really well into some of the wolf cards. The Ice Wolf, I can't remember what it's called, but whenever you attack with it, or its attack is equal to the... it gets +1 for each of the wolves in play. Okay, so it went ahead and sacrificed, and I missed what happened to the one dude. Oh yeah, he died of poison. That's right, suck on that. Now we got a 5/5 that's not going anywhere, and it's going to be incredibly tough to kill. Now, what I can do is this guy's going to attack next turn. He can move and attack, but I don't know how smart the computer actually is. So I kind of want to toss down the Ilthorn Vine, because I feel like it's a dick move, and I like doing that. We're going to go ahead and toss that down. We're actually going to discard this and draw 2 cards. I don't really need the mana right now. The mana would be nice. Don't get me wrong. It may be a mistake to not do that. But it also is super nice to... excuse me. It's also super nice to have the cards that I want and then work towards them. I don't know. I'm torn on exactly how I want to play, but I don't just rush mana. I try to play very aggressively with this deck. Okay, Sister of the Fox will get me another card. Where can I put this that'll be effective? Honestly, maybe behind this thorn wall it can whittle down this thing right there. Okay, we'll go ahead and put that there. And Rallying, which is an amazing card. Basically, I'm sorry, I don't even know how much of this stuff I've actually explained and how much I haven't. So monsters do not attack every single turn. That just does not happen like that. They moved my person, these sons of bitches. Oh, what a dick move. Now what goes on here is, and I gotta show you this, I'm so sorry. With Brother of the Wolf, this number over here with the sword, obviously the attack, the heart is your life. Life is persistent from round to round to round. So if your creature takes 2 damage, you can actually whittle away at a strong enemy with just a bunch of tiny creatures, making them a lot more effective. Then this number in here in the middle with the little hourglass and the rotating thing, that's like the cooldown of the unit. So he can attack every 2 turns. If it has a 1 there, they attack every turn, and then so on and so forth. And then of course they have their creature types, and then you can read about what they're doing, names, their pictures and everything. God, excuse me. So basically that would be every 2 turns he can either attack or get a free wolf. This dude attacks every single turn, which is amazing. And he is in fact going to kill this guy right now. So what I want to do, I think, is I'm going to put, what does this even say? Ellen Vital? Or should I pronounce it Elan Vital? We're going to put that on him so he gets a health every turn. It's basically just going to eliminate this lane. There are not many enemies that can stand up to a 5/5 that attacks every single turn. You really have to pull some shit to take care of that. I'm tempted to put a wall in front of him so no bullshit happens, but I'm not going to do that. I am actually going to go ahead and I'm going to get cards. Rallying is good, but it's a lot better when you have more units on the field. What's also nice about it is that it syncs up everybody's attacks, which makes the way for cards that buff everyone's attack damage for 1 turn or something like that. And then we got the Ragged Wolf. This is the card that my brother Wolf summons. Or I could put out another Sister of the Fox, which would not be a bad thing to do, just so I can keep drawing cards. We're going to go and move you back up there, because it was a dick move. We're actually going to put in a second Sister of the Fox, just so I can draw a card. And another Ragged Wolf. That's not bad. I'm almost tempted to get rid of Rallying and just throw in my wolves and just go batshit fucking crazy. Nah, we'll wait. Oh, and you can only sacrifice once per turn, so you can either get 2 cards or mana, and that's it. Alright, so that dude's done. This tower is done. There's no way they're going to be able to stop that. It's very unlikely at the very least. Vader of the Wild, gonna give me an extra mana as long as he's alive, which I'm actually just gonna put him in behind this dude just to keep him alive. Which he is actually one of my favorite looking cards. He looks so cool. He looks like this one monster from Bleach, but that's another story for another time. Okay, so I could get more mana with one of my Ragged Wolves, which, I mean, they're not crucial creatures, so that wouldn't be a terrible thing to do. Or I could just play them and just have a shitload of wolves on the field, which wouldn't be a terrible thing to do either. I just kind of want them because I feel like I'm going to get the White Wolf, and the White Wolf has Relentless and would just have a stupid amount of attack with the Ragged Wolves. So you know what, we're just going to... I could just skip this row entirely. Which may not be a bad idea. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and just toss in my 2 Ragged Wolves. They have haste. They attack right when they come out, which is super awesome. I'm going to say screw Rallying. We're just going to get rid of that for mana, and we're going to go ahead and attack and see what happens. Rallying's really good, but they're not at a point where they have a lot on the field that's actually threatening me, so I'm not actually worried at all whatsoever about them attacking me. Okay, so they played another Defender, whoop-de-woo, I'm not too worried about that either. Then we got the Junkyard, let's go ahead and scrap that for 2 more cards. Ancestral Totem, now that's a really interesting and awesome card. Basically, it's going to increase everyone on my side of the field's attack by 1. And another Brother Wolf, I could just flood this board with wolves, it would be ridiculous. But let's go ahead and toss down the Ancestral Totem back here behind these 2 wolves. making them 2-2, 6-4, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. All right. Then we'll go ahead and end that turn. And unfortunately, he is going to continue to attack no matter what. They attack every turn regardless of what you do. But I did root him in place, so he actually cannot move from this lane. But this lane is shut down for them, so there's no crossing. Because they're going to get attacked for 6, which is just a ludicrous amount of damage. Vitriol Aura, when enchanted... oh god, I gotta blow it up. When enchanted unit is attacked, attacker becomes poisoned for 3 rounds, which is really nice. It may be good to put this over here. They're actually going to kill him just outright. Now, they can sacrifice this to kill off one of my units, which would be somewhat annoying. What happened to my bitch? I wasn't paying attention. She's dead. Well, damn it. Okay, well, what we're going to do, we're going to move you down here. You're going to kill this dude off, because I want him dead. Then we are going to... we're going to play Brother of the Wolf, just to be a dick, and we're going to put it right there. Let him start working on his personal problems. And we're going to get rid of this because they don't have any big stompy things that I really need to get rid of. Vitality Well is okay. I don't really need it right now. Or Frost Gale, which is a really cool card, but it's board clearing, kind of. It's got some good... Oh! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! He has Spiky too? I didn't know that! Oh, I just lost both my wolves! Oh, it hurts! And there's the Great Wolf, son of a bitch. Okay. Well, now I'm kind of pissed. I'm really tempted to throw down the Great Wolf and just start going fucking crazy. I could use the Vitality Well as a wall. I mean, it's basically a wall. It's a wall that heals every so many turns, but people really get upset that the Vitality Well is there, so they usually do go after it, but it's just a wall. Whatever. Let's see here, and then Brother of the Wolf. I could put down another Brother of the Wolf, start spamming wolves, and then from there... Yeah, let's do that. We're going to start spamming wolves all over the map. Next turn, we're going to drop my Great Wolf. And we're going to put my Great Wolf back 1 to protect it, and we're going to toss down the Vitality Well. And we're going to see what happens. Of course, he's just going to attack into nothing. My opponent's turn. Sacrificing for scrolls. Oh! Killed one of my units. Or they moved one of my units. They're moving all my units. They did... Oh, they're actually teleporting them across the map. Oh, shit. Oh my god, things have just gotten crazy. Okay, well, all my people have relatively high health. Except for him, because he's lost some health, but I honestly just... Did I not root him in place? Have I been able to move him this whole fucking time, and I'm just an idiot? Oh, it hurts. There's something deep down that hurts right now. And it's very upsetting. Okay, next turn he can sacrifice that and kill my dude. So I'm going to go for a bit of a strategic gamble. We're going to cast this, do 1 damage to everything on the board, including my own dude. But we're going to get rid of that so he can't kill him, at least for sure, next turn. We're going to go ahead and sacrifice this for 2 more cards. We got the Dryadic Power. Okay. You know what? Screw it. Let's do this. Okay, now he's rooted in place. He's pretty strong. Here's that spell I was talking about that gives everything +2 attack. We're going to go ahead and summon a wolf. Shh. Nope. Don't want to summon a wolf. I want to move. Now that I have some of the board room to use, we're going to summon a wolf up here. I know it's not going to attack anything. Oh yeah, I can move it. Sweet action. We're going to put it up there. Let them attack. They're going to do a shit ton of damage. Does he have Relentless? Oh my god, if he had Relentless, he would be so good. We're going to let them attack. They're going to take out... I could have them take out both of these. And leave the path for me to just win very, very quickly. Especially if I got down my Great Wolf, which is just such a sexy card. Yeah, screw it. Let's get rid of both of those. Alright, so now they have no defense on this lane. So they basically have to start, throwing shit down on this lane, or they're done. All other units you control gain +1 health. That's pretty good. They're really keeping this waking stones. I think I was calling it walking stones earlier. Really keeping that waking stones alive for a long time. We're going to go ahead and toss down my awesome badass wolf that's going to destroy and rape everything. We're going to toss down a wolf here. We're actually going to move him over 1 so I can maximize my potential for tossing down wolves. We're going to move him over 1 so I can... I guess that really doesn't change anything, but... whatever, it is what it is. Alright, and then we have the Kinfolk Jarl, which is a very powerful card. But I can't use it right now because I didn't go mana heavy in the beginning, which is a fair point for anyone who's arguing that point. But this guy's only got 2. He's relentless, and he's pretty damn powerful on his own, so... I mean, he's already 6'5". This guy would only, even if I put him right here in the middle of all my stuff, would be 1, 2, 3, 4. He would be a 7'6", which 6'5", 7'6". They're at least comparable, although he'd have more health. We got the Kinfolk Veteran, which is an awesome haste hero, or unit, or whatever the hell you want to call it. We're gonna start working on this top one. I'm just not worried about using this right now. I just don't need it, so we're just gonna get rid of it. I pretty much have this in the bag. I can't imagine anything happening that would cause me to lose this at the moment. But we're just gonna go ahead and finish. So maybe the medium is a bit too easy. Maybe the hard is actually the way to go. But of course, people are the way to go, which is what I'm gonna start playing in the future. But yeah, if you guys like this game, if you like these videos, let me know. I can do other videos about it, which I'm gonna do pretty much anyway, but I mean, you guys could give me some recommendations for anyone who does play the game. When I get more familiar with it, I might do like deck building tutorials that will have ideas for different decks or something like that, or just strategy tutorials or something. I don't know. Not saying my strategy is great, but it's working out just fine for the time being. Alright, so he's gonna attack before him, he's gonna die. This is gonna die this turn, so I'm gonna win the game. And that's pretty much the gist of it. I've won the game. But let's go ahead and summon a wolf. I accidentally had this guy attack without using his ability, which is a mistake on my part. We can toss down the mangy wolf. Let's do that. And we can go ahead and get rid of that for mana, so we can toss down my sisters, the fox. Draw a card. And then that's just the healing card. Doesn't really matter because I won. But it's always good to explore your options. You never know what's going to happen. Which, I guess nothing in this game, because they don't have like any instants or anything like that. So, once it's your turn, you don't have to worry about someone fucking you in the ass by doing some crazy, ridiculous bullshit. But again, you get 10 gold for every idol you destroy. I guess 20 gold for completing, just in general. The victory points, 94, I'm guessing is a culmination of all these different things. How much damage you do to all the idols. To units, no, that doesn't add up. This is way more than what my victory score is. I honestly don't know what gives the victory score, unless it's all of my numbers minus his numbers, which would make more sense. But even that doesn't add up at all. Okay, I don't know what gives you the victory score. You get the victory score for whatever you get the victory score for. This is my Chikorita right here. Didn't get to choose that, but she actually looks pretty cool all in all. Of course, she has the classic female armor of shoulder padding, leggings, and then a skirt and a boob wrap. So that's pretty realistic. That's pretty spot on. At least they gave her a battle axe, I guess. Anyway, guys, that was my quick first look at Scrolls. Next time I do play, I'm actually going to save up my gold, so that way we can open a bunch of cards together, because that just sounds fun to me. I like doing shit like that. It'll let you guys see a bunch of the new cards. We'll read through them, we'll talk about them or something. I don't know what all I'm going to do, but I'm super excited about this game, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up so I know. Leave me a comment. Let me know, and I will do this. I'll do some more of these. This video is probably going to be uncut, so it's probably going to be fairly long. But I kind of just want to post it, and I'm too damn tired to try to cut this up. So I apologize for any boringness in there. And thank you guys very much for joining me. Pleasure as always. I'll see you guys next time.